I need a good palate cleanser. That loss against Detroit, it just didn't satisfy my hunger.
And here we go. I hope you're hungry for nothing.
So now the Montreal Canadiens are facing the dead last team in the league, the Vancouver Canucks at home. I would like to see a dominant game, but can the Habs manage it? Let's talk about it.
He sends it in, just missed hitting the chicken.
Last game, the Habs played the Detroit Red Wings. It was an important game, and they just didn't play up to it. It was a 4-point game, some people say, because you stop your opponent from getting 2 points, and you get 2 points above them if you win. Didn't go the Habs' way, so Detroit went up 2 points on the Habs, and subsequently landed in first place in the Atlantic. Montreal is playing tonight. Tampa Bay is playing tonight. And Detroit is playing tonight. If Tampa Bay loses and Detroit loses, Montreal leapfrog those two teams and they're back in first place, baby. Can they come out with the win tonight against the Vancouver Canucks? This is like the classic trap game that Montreal falls into so easily. Let's get into the game, but first, I'd like you to check this out. Selling collectible cards can be a headache. Listings, photos, fees, messages, all that stuff. That's why I use Slab Sharks. They don't just make it convenient. They handle everything. They pay the eBay and PayPal fees, take the photos, run the promotions, and list cards for you. And you can track every step of the sales process right from your dashboard. These guys are the gold standard of Canadian card consignment. And honestly, they just make selling cards stupidly easy. Here's how it works. You send in your cards raw or graded, and Slab Sharks handles everything. Photography, listing, shipping, customer service. No hassles, no meeting strangers in a dark parking lot halfway across town. You just sit back and collect your payout. And the best part, their weekly eBay auctions get massive traffic. I'm talking about thousands of eyeballs on your cards every week. More views, more bids, higher final sale prices. They get the best cards too. Check out these recent sales. I see like 20 grails every week. It's nuts. So if you've been thinking about moving your cards, or you've just got a stack sitting around collecting dust, follow my affiliate link in the description, or download the app on your phone and let them turn your collection into cash. Fast, safe, and ridiculously easy. Thanks once again to Slab Sharks for sponsoring my videos. More to come from Slab Sharks. Stay tuned on that one. Alors, on va commencer avec la formation de départ. The formation of départ, the starting lineup. Only one change tonight. Most of you are probably aware already, but let's get through this. Nos attaquants, our forwards, Caulfield, Suzuki, Texier, Slafkovsky, Kapanen, Demidov, Bolduc, Danault, Gallagher, Blais, Veleno, Beck. Nos défenseurs, our defensemen, Matheson, Dobson, Hudson, Carrier, Gouli, Jacquet, and nos gardiens. We got Dobes drawing in tonight. Fowler's gonna back him up. So let's bring up my notes here. The puck drops in the first period like it usually does. And Oliver Kapanen is going to test this young rookie goaltender on the Vancouver Canucks, Tolopilo, testing him early with a dangerous chance. And then Kapanen again, robbed by Tolopilo. Is this going to be another one of those games where the backup goaltender just steals the show? Please, I can't take another one of those. Kapanen here, this could have been a goal. You got to put some more elbow grease on that one. Then we see Gouli put one off the crossbar. You feel like any minute the Canadiens should be able to put one past Tolopilo, and hopefully they crack it open and just blow this game apart.
In this game, well, he really came into his own in Arizona under Rick Tocchet. Hronek, a tip chance. Dobes says no.
Pettersson scores, making it 1-0. This happens holistically, by the way. I do this in a lot of videos, but it does really seem like Montreal has all the momentum and then their opponents score and the game completely changes. This is like Vancouver's 4th or 5th shot. I'm not quite sure. Hudson loses a critical battle behind the net. Vancouver regains puck control. They capitalize off this. Kapanen is not tracking his guy here as well. So it's a messy one. Doesn't look good. 1-0 for Vancouver. Good job, Vancouver, taking advantage of this one. Jacquet's having another one of those incredible games so far. In the media scrum earlier today after practice, the journalists were blowing up Arber Jacquet's head, just giving him compliment upon compliment. What's changed? Why are you doing so well now? Is there a secret formula? What did you do something different? Blah, blah, blah. You kind of hope that that doesn't like blow up his head and he just keeps going how he's going. Speaking of Xhekaj, he's giving Ogren a nice little rattle against the boards here. And then we see Danault draw a defensive zone penalty. So the Habs are going on the power play. Can they finally snap their dry spell? They cut to the commercial break before they go on the power play. They come back. We're not seeing Lane Hutson on power play 1. Dobson's out there. He's rewarded with some time on power play 1. I don't hate this, but I can already hear the armchair coaches on Twitter yelling. All you can do is give him a fair shot. Let's see how he does.
Dobson with a shot, he scores!
No, Dobson wastes no time on this power play. He scores after Suzuki wins the faceoff. This is a good thing. No doubt. Lane Hutson, incredible power play quarterback. But having Dobson as another tool in the toolbox to just kind of throw out there, they both have different skills. So switch them off, mix things up. It makes you unpredictable. That's a good thing. When Hutson gets his next shift, of course, he's out there dancing, showing off his moves. Maybe too much because Suzuki's hypnotized and doesn't accept the pass. First period tied at 1. Montreal doubling up on shots here on Vancouver. No doubt who the stronger team is, 14-7 for Montreal in terms of shots, but we're tied at 1. Before heading to the second period, they show us this little chance that Cole Caulfield had. I didn't realize how close this was and how insane it would have been if Caulfield had gotten the angle on batting it out of the air on his backhand. Off to the second period, Xhekaj had an excellent first period. Let's see if he can follow that up in the second. They drop the puck in the second period. Montreal is flying, looking dominant in the early parts of this period. And then Vancouver's going to score.
Ratu with a shot stopped by Dobes, the rebound.
Yeah, Evander Kane making it 2-1. This is a gross one. Arber Xhekaj's great game has been tarnished. Xhekaj feeds Ratu in the center of the ice at the top of the zone. This turns everyone on their heads, and then Kane finds it in front to put the Canucks ahead by 1. 2-1. Hoping the Habs come back. How about somebody from the forward group?
Texier, Suzuki, Carrier.
Hey, I'm not a picky guy. Carrier makes it 2-2. Brilliant feed here on the cycle. Texier gets it to Suzuki. You think that Suzuki's going to go back to the source, but Carrier cycles in. Suzuki gets it to Carrier, and he puts it past Tolopilo. Great goal by Carrier. They tied it up, keep the momentum going. How about a forward gets a goal here? Someone on the first line.
Demidov, a lead pass, Slafkovsky. They'll go wide, in front, they score!
Oh my God, what a beautiful transition play and a drive here by Demidov and Slafkovsky. Carrier still feeling the buzz off his last goal that he just scored like 20 seconds ago in game time. Puts this past Tolopilo again. 3-2, the Montreal Canadiens go ahead. Now we see Dobes being patient on Pettersson. But really, I want to highlight Matheson, who plays this amazingly. Perfect timing here on the 2-on-1, limiting Pettersson's choices. This game is still a little bit too wild for Montreal facing a last place team. They need to lock it in and they need to tighten things up. Watch the details.
Good play by Joseph. Here come the Canucks. O'Connor through the middle. Out in front. They score! Max
Sasson makes it 3-3. Oh man, another disgusting goal on behalf of Xhekaj. He's doing too much. I do think that he's in his own head. He's trying to do everything and he's trying to look as good as he can, and it's making him forget about his fundamentals. Instead of sticking to his guy here, he sees that Goalie is losing the puck carrier, so he crosses over to help Goalie. The thing is, he needs to mind his own business. Goalie and Xhekaj collide. This allows O'Connor to get the feed to Sasson. Yeah, and he puts it in right away. 3-3. It's at this point I'm a little bit disappointed. I expected a different type of game. I expected a dominant game for the Habs. But like I said, they fall into these traps. Maybe they get a little bit overconfident. They forget about their fundamentals and they forget about the other side of the puck. Not like Connor Garland, though, who is demonstrating the can for some reason, I guess to honor Texier. And then we see Carrier pull off a road hockey save, which I honestly thought could have been a goal. Like, I think that Carrier saved a goal right here. Good night for Carrier because he's gotten 2 goals and he saved 1. Despite the mistakes he's made, Xhekaj is still out there and he still looks like he's got a lot of energy behind his game. He levels Evander Kane. They give each other some extra shots, but nothing else happens. How many hits did Xhekaj have? 6 hits. I would have thought more, honestly. 2 block shots, 1 shot, 15 minutes of ice time. If he could figure out a way to consistently get 15 minutes of ice time, I don't know what it takes. I don't know how you earn trust on this team. I thought I knew how. And that might be a fault of Martin St. Louis not giving the right guys the deserved amount of ice time. But if he plays the way that he has been playing and it limits those details and those mistakes, I think he's golden. We head to a commercial break and get a shot outside the arena. Looks lovely in Montreal. And before the end of the second period, Caulfield gets one more piece of rubber to someone's face, continuing the fine tradition in Montreal of catching people in the face with the puck. This time it's Pettersson. He was all right though. He got a little bit bloody, but he came back in the third period. Want to mention that Texier was showing up big time tonight too. He's already got 1 point on the night. Can he find the scoreboard again? He needs to keep demonstrating that he can contribute to that first line, because they're testing them. They're really testing him. He played on the PK tonight. They're looking to see how many skills he has. This means a lot for Texier's future. We're going to the third period, 3-3 in the third. It would be really neat if our attackants scored a goal or did something this period.
They're in Ottawa tomorrow. Caulfield, this way Matheson, a shot, he scores! Mike Matheson!
Are you kidding me? Matheson makes it 4-3. So not an attackant, but Montreal is back in the lead. 4 goals from defensemen. I guess that's the way she goes sometimes. Now it feels like Montreal is shutting things down. Now it feels like Montreal is clicking. Now it feels like they're going to get another goal.
Hudson goes deep in the zone. Demidov, Slafkovsky, a quick hitter, he scores! Bang, bang!
Slafkovsky makes it 5-3. Finally, our forwards showing up. I really feel like I willed this one because I was also typing on social media that it would be nice if we got some forward help. All of our offense this game so far up until this point was coming from our defense. But here comes Hudson, Demidov, and Slafkovsky. Slaf and Demidov now have 2 points each this game. So they're having a wonderful game. And guess what? It gets even better.
Here they come. Juraj Slafkovsky. Ivan Demidov. Kapanen scores!
Kapanen makes it 6-3. Wow. Kapanen's 16th goal of the season. Slafkovsky drives the play here from the neutral zone. It looked harmless initially because Vancouver had already been set up for the offensive push, but they kind of fell asleep a little bit. Give and go between Demidov, Slaf, and Kapanen. Kapanen makes no mistake. 3 points for Demidov and Slaf. For the remainder of the period, Vancouver gets a couple of cracks at the power play, but Montreal shuts them down. They stand tall, and guess what? Montreal wins this one 6-3. 41 shots for the Habs. And yet, in a way, this game was not their best effort. Details were the problem. But how can you really complain too much with 6 goals? They showed up, they beat the Canucks. Yeah, it could have been a better game, but a lot of players played really well, and there was only a couple of individuals who made some flubs. Dobes comes out with the win, but 3 goals on 23 shots. Probably not what he wanted. He probably wanted a better game than that. But he didn't play a bad game, and the shots that went in, he kind of needed one of those like miracle saves to stop them anyway. Carrier with the first star of the game, well deserved. He had a good game, 2 goals, and like I said, he saved that 1 goal in my opinion. But now the bad news, Detroit won tonight and Tampa Bay won tonight, so nothing changes. But that just means that Montreal has an opportunity tomorrow night when they play the Washington Capitals in Washington to leapfrog those 2 teams again who are both playing. Lightning are playing the Penguins. That's probably going to be a win for the Lightning. And the Red Wings are playing the Bruins. You never know. That's an interesting matchup. I like the Red Wings. There's a lot of exciting players on the Red Wings, but I'm surprised at their success. I don't know about their composition. They don't have guys that can do everything really well. There are a lot of role players on that team. I'm not saying they're a total scam, but you know, they're definitely firing on all cylinders right now. That's going to do it for me, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you so much for all of your kind comments. Thanks once again. You guys know what to do. Like the video. It helps me out with, I don't know, search results or something. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed. I would love to have you as part of this community. And as always, I will see you down in the comments.
Bonsoir. 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 Bonsoir.